Death of Boko Haram leader could spark bloody ISIS uprising as fanatics spread tentacles further across Africa. The death of Boko Haram warlord Abu Bakr Shekau could spark a bloody ISIS uprising in West Africa, experts fear. Shekau is said to have blown himself up as he was hunted down by rival terror group Islamic State West Africa province, which is now poised to dominate the region. ISWAP claimed they had orders to kill Shekau from ISIS commanders in the Middle East who were concerned at his indiscriminate killing of Muslims. They raided his forest lair in Nigeria last month, reportedly inflicting heavy casualties with weapons mounted on pickup trucks. ISWAP leader Abu Musab al-Barwani claimed Shekau hid in the bush for 5 days, then refused an offer of surrender. The reported death of the world's longest-serving terrorist leader, who was once rejected by ISIS for being too radical, leaves a vacuum which could spark yet more bloodshed, analysts say. The division among Shekau's followers about whether to join ISWAP now or fight ISWAP. Jacob Jen, editor of Jamestown Foundation Terrorism Monitor, told the BBC. There was never a plan for the dictator of the group meeting his demise. It appears there will now be a chaotic period. Reports claim some Boko members have disbanded or switched allegiance, but at least one faction is staying loyal to the late leader. Experts say they could join forces with other Islamic groups and wage renewed war against ISWAP with millions of civilians caught in the middle. But ISWAP is likely to be wooing Shekau's fighters to join them, which would give a major boost to ISIS as it spreads its tentacles further across Africa. ISIS-linked group butchered hundreds in a series of atrocities in Mozambique earlier this year, and 160 died in massacre in Burkina Faso on Saturday. The terror network already has branches operating in Tunisia and Libya and across Sahel region including Mali and Chad. If the West African branch can absorb Boko Haram's fighter and territory, Nigeria and its neighbors face a more unified jihadist force, analysts say. It could even cut off roads to and from Borno state capital Maiduguri, said Pekavi Consulting, a risk group specializing in Africa. If ISWAP convinces Shekau's forces to join them, they will be controlling the majority of the enemy forces as well as having a presence in most of the ungoverned spaces in the northeast, it said in a note. But another security source said it may not be over yet. ISWAP will have to subdue or convince these camps to coalesce into its fold to fully consolidate its control. Boko Haram was once allied to ISIS chief Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and pledged to establish a caliphate under Sharia law. Led by Shekau, it staged bombings and prison breaks, overran towns and became notorious around the world for kidnapping hundreds of schoolgirls. His reign of terror left at least 40,000 dead and 2 million people were forced to flee their homes as violence spilled into neighboring Chad and Niger. But ISWAP split from Shekau's men in 2016, reportedly with the backing of ISIS leader in Iraq and Syria. Baghdadi is said to have disturbed the Shekau's attacks on civilians and his use of women and even babies as suicide bombers. In recent years, ISWAP has overtaken Boko Haram as the most formidable terror group in Nigeria's northern Badlands, analysts say. Disciplined fighters have launched a series of successful attacks on the Nigerian army and overrun military bases. ISWAP's dominance was highlighted by the ease with which it hunted down Shekau, one of the world's most wanted men with 5 million bounty on his head. Militants reportedly met little resistance as they stormed his headquarters in Sambisa forest around May 18. Shekau was chased through the bush for 5 days and blew himself up rather than surrender, according to ISWAP's hand-picked leader Barwani. In a recording obtained by Reuters, Barwani told followers he was ordered to kill Shekau by the new global leader ISIS Abu Ibrahim al-Hasima al-Quraisi. Thank you.